Do you wish you could get virtual attendees to turn their cameras on? Is engagement the number one issue on your virtual meetings? Do you want your meeting to be the most engaging virtual meeting? Well, welcome to the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. In this podcast, we'll talk to the top people around the world in virtual meetings and give you, the listener, the best ideas to host engaging virtual meetings. Make sure that you click subscribe so you can get the latest episode of the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. Now, let's welcome your host, the author of the #1 Amazon hot new release, Engaging Virtual Meetings, John Chen. Happy holidays! Holy cow, we're into the holiday seasons. I got a Christmas tree yesterday. We're in the countdown closing into whatever holiday you might want to celebrate. Anyways, if you're celebrating one thing, you want to celebrate that you're watching this, whether it's live on a replay, why don't you hit the subscribe button? Why don't you share, like, or comment and let us know. If you comment during the show, we'll usually try and find a way to see it and respond to it. Meanwhile, you can subscribe to this podcast on engagingvirtualmeetings.online and subscribe on one of your 13 favorite platforms. Did you know that Apple Podcast is the #1 platform for this podcast? And if you are listening to this, check out the Engaging Conference. It's going on. We're already in planning October 1st through the 3rd. This will be the first year that this conference is hybrid. We are going to look for all the best speakers in hybrid. If you want a ticket to this, go to engagingvirtualmeetings.com/CON for a conference. You can attend either virtually on YouTube, virtual VIP on Zoom, or of course, in person with our good friends here in Seattle, Washington. Now, we're just going to give you my disclaimer, right? This program could contain adult language and many geek references, probably an alliteration or two. For my next guest, he is the super savior. Oh, geez, hold on. I got to cue up his theme music. He is the super savior of subpar systems, and to geek is chic. I met this gentleman on Robbie Samuel's, No More Boring Zoom, and you're going to have fun if you get to stay for the ride. Let's welcome to the stage the one and only Matt Roseman. Okay, geez, Matt.
I love the cheesy intro music. That's like so 70s. I'm like waiting for Shaq to come by, and say,
okay, here, I got another one for you here. Let's try it again. Wait, I'm going to pull you off stage and say, let's go beyond cheesy 70s. It's got to be this for Matt Roseman.
I have no idea what this is.
This is like the cheesy walk-on music award show music.
Right? Oh God, I don't watch that. I'd rather sit there and scratch my head against the asphalt. Don't that is torture. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're absolutely welcome. And right, like I said, I hope all of you listening or watching this are going to enjoy this, because this is a no hold barred. I told Matt, like, we're going to drop here. We're going to drop everything as all possible. So we'll just go ahead and start. And why don't you drop as many bombs as you like, Matt? Who are you and what do you do?
Wow. It depends. Should I sit there and it depends how many voices I have to sit there and talk to, or do I need to consult my therapist? So anyway, in terms of who I am the great gadget guru. Nerd is the word, geek is chic. I'm basically, the reason why, Elon Musk loves to, basically put out a fucking Cybertruck. Like, everybody's gonna sit there and buy that in bulk. And so I make sure that people and their tech toys and their tech tools work together by putting their mind at ease when it comes to the potpourri of their technology needs. So whether it comes to the desktop side, the mobile side, the smart device side, the gaming system side, your internet's going slower than my daily life, you're overpaying for your tech bills or your services, streaming services. I'm Jewish, I got coupon on my DNA, I can help save you money. So that's basically how I roll. Kaiser, Tootsie, and Pumpernickel.
Well, happy Hanukkah to you. And I made sure to meet Matt well enough to know that we're going to start off with a really easy topic for him. Snowbirds in Florida.
Oh God. I mean, that's like saying Oh my God, what is that like the analogy? That is like having cheesy 80 movies on 24-hour replay and you're like stuck in like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I like Mystery Science 3000, but it
So
could
do
be
I.
backwards or rewind or all those. Oh, those movies though. Those movies are horrible. I mean, what was your last snowbird experience? I mean, was someone driving in front of you? What happened?
All right. Well, I mean, we could go all hour long. Don't tempt me. So it depends. Are you talking about driving or the asshole per ratio? Because there is a difference there.
Oh my gosh, the second one because you didn't talk about that, so I got to hear about
Okay.
this.
Okay. So the reason why I say is this: some of the snowbirds have money, but they, when you go to do work for them, they are cheap as sin, and it's like you're robbing from them at gunpoint. And well, Matt, you're too expensive. I shit you not. This week I was supposed to go to help somebody with their Macs and backup in Time Machine, and guy is had canceled once and then he rescheduled again, but he had car maintenance. Well, guess what? He didn't have car maintenance. He was buying a $50,000 Palisade, but he complained that I was expensive. So stupid bullshit like that. It's insulting and disrespectful. I mean, if I'm a pain and misery, I'll go visit my parents. So this, ludicrous stuff like that, where people that have money think that you're, that you don't matter, or as they're narcissistic with their money, where do as I say, not as I do. That's example of a snowbird asshole.
SBA, we're going to give them a new acronym. If you want an SBA loan, just go to Florida here in the winter months and visit your good friend Matt while he sits in the car and probably disparages a few of them while they drive around. Now, let's talk about some other parts. Tell me more about how you got into your geekdom, right? Like, when did you first start getting on a computer? Here, I'll share a little bit on mine. Mine was, besides the Atari 2600,
I had one of those.
Space Invaders. Oh my god! I used to play Space Invaders against my dad's. I would play for 35 minutes on one ship. He would die in like 4 seconds, and I would get another 35 minutes. The other one was a CPM Super Brain with 2 floppy disks. So I just want to know, where did your geekdom start?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I think the first friend I ever had on a computer had an Atari 400. Talk about old school. I mean, that's like preschool, waiting for the goddamn dinosaurs to come back. So seriously, so that kind of got me a little interested. And then at my school in New Jersey, they had actually a computer room, and this is like 1985, like Back to the Future, Marty McFly, which we were playing earlier before, and literally the place was just loaded with Apple IIe's, Apple IIc's, and Commodore 64s. So guess what we did? We did Oregon Trail. Remember that?
Oh yes, Die on the Trail.
So I remember that when I was a kid, and so it started there, and then from there, my dad, it was an accountant. He bought an original IBM PC XT with the 10 megabyte Winchester hard drive, mind you, and a 1200 Hayes smart modem. It was like $5,000 in like 1985, obviously just for equation, but he taught me DOS when I was 8 years old. And so I got interested from a very young age, when I think maybe like 2 or 3% of the country actually had computers. And then when I was 13, before the internet, for those of you who are not old enough to remember this, there was actually something called Computer Shopper. And Computer Shopper was this big 500-page, every time I pull one out, I kill a fucking tree just to sit there and put out, the magazine, just to be able to put it out. And that's what you had. You had literally all these different vendors, and that you just shopped from, and you bought parts. So I was 13 years old. He helped me build my first 286. So, and that's what started, the curse that you are seeing now.
Oh, geez. I also got to work on a Trash 80. Remember the TRS?
Oh, yes, the Tandy Trash 80, of course.
And cassette tapes was like the big form of storage. A 1200 baud modem, though, used to be a hot rod because it was 4 times faster than a 300 baud modem.
Oh, sure. And Hayes was like the Rock of Gibraltar back in the day.
But
So
the best part though, right, is when you're in the middle of like some online session and somebody picks up the phone and it's like, "Hello, hello."
exactly, exactly. And then the connection would drop and you have to dial in all over again.
Oh yeah, the connection would drop too. Yeah, that was a,
Yes.
and you would have to scream, "Get off the phone!"
Or they would hear,
It's like
you know,
beatboxing. It was like early technical beatboxing. That
yes. So, and it's funny because you had all the handshaking going on. At some point, error correction came in, with like the V.42, 14.4 modems, 9600, 28.8, and the rest is history, as they say. So,
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's see. So on the video or teleconferencing side, like when did you start communicating with other people on your computer? Maybe it was CompuServe, maybe something else.
actually, I had what you had. I had Prodigy.
Oh my God, you're a Prodigy user.
Prodigy, I think that was my first. I also had Mindspring back in the day.
Mindspring. Oh yeah. I do now remember Mindspring. Did you have an email address at Mindspring?
Yeah, I had an email, and the thing is that that's how I think that was like my first real ISP. And back then, everything was metered, and also my dad had Prodigy, and I had customers. I had a customer up to a few years ago was using CompuServe still.
Oh.
Yes.
Like having an AOL address right now says you're a fucking dinosaur.
Oh, I totally agree. But guess what? I still have people that have AOL addresses. And for the longest time, those bastards would not, implement 2FA. I can't tell you how many accounts got compromised because they wouldn't wouldn't implement 2FA or two-factor authentication. For those of you who may not know,
That's your many digit codes you keep getting on your damn cell phone so you can't log on. You get locked out.
where you got to jump through more hoops than a circus animal just to get onto a goddamn website. So,
I mean, just go back to 1, 2, 3, 4 at that point.
oh, sure. Well, one of the most commonly, nefarious, overly used passwords that get compromised.
Okay, have you ever had a client? Did a client call you because they got compromised?
Yes, I have had that before. And unfortunately, what is unfortunate is the amount of seniors that don't know or don't know enough and don't know any better that fall for these scams. And I've had to pull, a milk crown on my ass and help them fight charges on the credit card, recover their computers or their accounts or their credit cards, and that's heartbreaking. To have those people be scammed like that because they don't know any better. The problem is I tell people, and it goes in one ear and out the other. If you have a problem, call me. If you're not sure, call me first. People call me after the fact, not beforehand. And that's what's frustrating is because if you talk to me, even if it's a 5-minute conversation for me to tell you what's going on with the email, or the website, could you have, script injections, you could avoid a lot of heartache and bullshit.
That's the one right now too, and it's getting craftier. But some of them were so lame, like trying to emulate Microsoft as a login. What's the latest one? Your account is going to get canceled. There seems to be right now a lot of social media accounts getting hijacked and other stuff like that. And so I don't know. Do you? Well, you said you already tried to train them. I don't know if I feel like maybe you should take some of your past clients who got hacked and be the testimonial and tell them to listen to you.
Well, look, I mean, as the saying goes, you lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, and that's why the horsey says nay. So, but it's everything is a new scheme. Social media, text message scams, phishing, it's all out there. And so I tell people, watch for email addresses, especially if they're wrong. Watch for grammatical errors. Watch for spelling errors. Those are telltale signs that something is nefarious, and don't click on it. Or if you're not sure, like I said, consult me. So again, part of it is, I think, pride and ignorance, and the human factor, or as they say, ID10T, I think comes into play there. So ultimately, you have to take a leap of faith, pull an IT version of ABBA, take a chance on me, and sit there and call me and say, Matt, I think something is wrong here, or I'm afraid to click this. And God bless the people that actually, have the clairvoyance to actually do that, which is great, because all I want to do is help you out, but you got to, meet me halfway.
It sounds like an episode of Poltergeist, right? Like you should know, like there's static on your TV and that you got the hair raising on the back of your neck. You shouldn't click on it, right? I don't know. They get the premonition that they get that. Maybe they shouldn't click. I don't know. I think you're right.
Well, the problem is everybody's so click happy that we think, or they think it's from a relative or a friend or a colleague, and they get scammed and phished, and then their email, books, their address book gets compromised, and then at that point, you think it's legitimate when it's not because they got compromised, and then the cycle continues.
Okay,
So,
well let's talk about some maybe some new or maybe old pet peeves, technical pet peeves. What's one of mine right now? In an important meeting, when the host doesn't start the meeting, they start the meeting after the time it's supposed to start. That's number one. That tells me they did no prep. There's no rehearsal. That like this meeting is going to be a disaster. And what's my other one right now is open mic, where people have big meetings, like 100 people, and they forget to check the button that says mute upon entry. So now you've got people talking on their phone, right? They're having a conversation. They have no idea that they're still on mic, and there's nobody there to mute them, right? Nobody near to mute them. So that's on my current virtual meeting pet peeve list. What are some of your technical pet peeves, Matt?
yeah, well, what's Ice Cube sing about? You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So old school. So another thing I have is this from Janine Bolin in Virtual Friday Coffee. You're on mute. People have been, and I'm guilty of this too. Exactly. So I had the virtual and then I had the physical mic. So I can remember to unmute one without unmute the other. So people have to realize that sometimes there is more than one microphone there. And so that's something to be concerned about. But I'd say probably the biggest thing is for me is waiting for things that get so bad that you expect me to walk on water and cure cancer. And so those are the people that sit there and ruffle my kosher feathers. Like for example, I had one guy today calling about his MacBook Pro bad ports or ports going defective where connectivity would not always occur. And he goes in and after talking to him for a while, he said, well, yeah, by the way, I placed the motherboard already. I spent $800. And he wants to put more money into a 6-year-old MacBook Pro. I told the guy, you got to have an Elsa from Frozen moment and just let it go. And seriously, and just, get something new. So the thing is that, it's like, why does my integrity have to be compromised? And why am I like Billie Eilish and the bad guy? So anyway, that's, easy things that should be common sense or commonplace or not so common. So that's probably one of the big things there. Or you totally go against my device, even if I'm not making any money telling you that, and you wonder why things don't go right or you have a problem. It's like, don't say I didn't tell you so.
It's like your failure is not necessarily my emergency, right?
No, I mean, the thing is, if I drop the ball, fine, I'll pick it up. And if I make the mistake, it's on me. But if you fail to listen to me, or you think your shit doesn't stink, then I'm going to Costco and I'm buying you double ply charm from Costco.
I love when you go to Costco, you get like 6 times the amount of shit you want.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. But you can never go wrong with enough toilet paper or enough, tissues, especially if it's on sale. So.
Well, side note, did you know that Costco just sold $100 million in gold?
Really? I didn't even know they had a gold area in there. I know they travel, and obviously other things and life insurance and auto insurance, but hey, if that works, why not? So
gold, apparently like small, like, what else? Gold bars or whatever. They sold $100 million.
That's impressive.
I know, now you got to get like a 12-pack of gold.
Yeah, well, and people are crying about the membership going up. I see. I now I know why not. So.
That is true, yes, and they did increase the price of that. All right, let's go into virtual meetings, right? So tell me what you love and hate about virtual meetings, and I would love to hear any old schoolness. Like, I spent a lot of time. I was on WebEx as early as 1999.
Oh, wow, Cisco, yes, I remember that. Yep.
They missed the boat. They could have been like the number one leader, and they just missed the boat in this 2020 storm, or in the 2020 storm. But anyways, what are some of your best and worst for virtual meetings?
Well, the thing is, if I drop the ball, fine, I'll pick it up. And if I make the mistake, it's on me. So Well, I've been doing it for a long time, back when like, AOL Instant Messenger had like, webcam support, back in the
Ooh.
day and things like that. So I've been on webcam since 98. And I remember like the little like Logitech ones, like the little small round ones, like the little white ones that you used to have.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
Yep.
like
I,
about the size of like maybe, I don't know, like this like Chinese balls over here.
yeah.
So and that's what started it all, back in the day, back when first broadband first started being implemented, when DSL came out and when cable came out and dial-up was just starting to go the way of the dodo. That's when video conferencing really took off. So I've been doing it for a long time, but the one thing I like about virtual meetings is it allows you to connect with people that you never would typically find in real life, and it makes the world a much smaller place. I would not be going away next week up to New York if it wasn't for Zoom and coronavirus. And
Oh,
so,
say
yes,
more. Where are you going?
I'm going to Lure Island. So, and I'm gonna have my first Christmas. Considering I'm Jewish, I need like Rudolph 101. So, uh,
So you've been studying up? Have you been looking up traditions? Are you
well,
what are you
yeah, I've been looking up, all I want is for Christmas is you. God bless you, Mariah Carey, and your song that plays in my head constantly, like my ears are bleeding, so but yes, I mean, to me, it'll be interesting. I wonder how much the real trees are going to smell like pine sol or something, because I'm not used to pine trees and I'm not used to that smell. With a menorah, you just screw it in. It's easy. It's just a little candle burning. I'm used to that for so many years. So obviously, Christmas trees. Santa's a hoe because it's this time of the year. He's the OG pimp. He's pimping it out. That's why he has his three hoes. So Rudolph is, leading his reindeer. Um, Irving Berlin, Jewish guy, wrote, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. So, it's interesting. But more importantly, the holiday's about celebrating with family,
Yeah.
celebrating life,
Yeah.
not just Jesus' birthday. It's about hopefully being nicer to people this time of the year, regardless of what religion, even if you celebrate Kwanzaa, to be nicer to people, and then the other 11 months of the year go back to being an asshole or bitch. So because you have to end on a good note. You got to substitute for the rest of the year of the ratio, so it makes sense. But going back to the virtual meetings, it's a blessing when we have connections like this, where everything flows, like somebody holding their bladder for 15 hours and it has to go really badly. And
It sounds like your drive up north.
oh, sometimes yes. So anyway, thank God for rest stops.
For
But
a living.
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna get you a gift. Here's your holiday gift. Look at this.
Oh yes, old school. So
The ball,
I
you have the
mean,
little ball on top.
yeah, I think when that came out, Miley Cyrus was still innocent on Hannah Montana, and my God, she has made up for lost time. So but yeah, so to me, the downfall of the virtual meetings
Yeah.
is like, for example, when Zoom, they were when I worked for FINRA, they were authenticating their service to China, back in 2019, and they got a lot of shit for it, and they finally switched their servers back to the US. So things like that. But also people too. Sometimes you make great connections. Sometimes you feel like Britney Spears on her first video, waiting for the clock to go at 3 o'clock so they can leave. So I've had those meetings too. So really, the virtual meetings is like speed dating for professionals. And so you hope you can make a match. You hope you can have that chemistry. You hope you can be of service and value to other people. But I will definitely say this: my life is so much better because of virtual meetings. It is not the same and would not be as fulfilling to meet the people that I've met and the memories that I've made. So for me, not just the nerdy tech factor, but also the very human factor, where you will find people that you never would connect with, and then you establish those new things. And there's enough people where I met them on virtual meetings and met them in real life. So that's what it is. It opens up a whole new world for you to be able to connect with so many people that you never would find typically before.
So I want to hear about one of your best stories. Here, I'll share one of mine. Is that I've been actually running engaging virtual karaoke every Saturday night, 7 to 10 p.m. All right, we have a good collection now of about a dozen singers from around the world that get together every Saturday. And I've met now almost 60% of them in person. And I think one of them is watching this live stream, Nicole Smith out of Arkansas, who is an artist and a previous teacher, is watching this. And that's one of the highlights was being able to meet her. She actually drove from Arkansas to New Orleans and met me and my girlfriend Donna there. And we got to spend a couple days together. And that's a connection we would have never made except for, starting on virtual. And so I'd love to hear, do you have like a best story of somebody who you met virtual and actually got to meet in real life?
Oh, sure, my crypto guy, and so that was a great connection there because he was actually a referral from somebody else. And at some point, him and I started talking, and then obviously he needed IT assistance. And so the friendship just blossomed from there. So I've been at his house, I met his family, I do work for his aunt, his other aunt, his sister, his brother, his niece, his best friend in Vegas, his parents, and plus, they've adopted me as a part of the family, assuming they can afford to feed me, maybe in easy monthly payments with a low interest rate, if that's possible. So, but there's that whole world would have existed in that respect. So for him, I'm moving mountains for him. He wants to get a Corsair gaming machine with liquid cooling. I will buy it, and I set up for him on me because of all times I've been up there. And for one thing that you don't know about me, John, is I'm indebted to this man the rest of my life, and I'll tell you why. Every time I went up to New York City in that area, my mom lived in New Jersey. She died early in the year in August, and and every time I went up there in both in 2021, 2022, I was always going up there to see my mom. And he's a very, very big family man. And so he understood the importance of me going over to New Jersey and driving over there to see her. So I would have not had the experiences or the digital memories and spend time with my mom before she passed if it wasn't for him. So there's a lot of sentimental value for seeing him. And we were going to drive to Philly. When I go up there, I'm going to drive up to Northern Florida to spend time with him again when he comes up in early January. So I'm going to spend a whole week together, 1 day off. I'm driving up to Northern Florida to spend time with him again. So again, you can have those great relationships with people. Yeah, is a needle in a haystack? Sure, but the needle's still there. And so for those of you who are those of you who are listening, and you may have not made that type of connection yet, it is out there. Just like the winning Powerball, ticket, so, but it can happen. So that's the really awesome part of Zoom and technology. It makes the world and your life a lot smaller.
So Matt, you'll probably appreciate this Dumb and Dumber line. You mean I've got a chance? Right? He's like,
yes, Jim Carrey and Jeff Bridges, I believe it was. So
1 in a million, right? You mean I got a chance? Okay, let's talk about the future then. So you're a tech guy, so I think you love seeing the new stuff coming out, and you can see, parts of what's going to happen in the future. What does Matt see in the future of virtual and hybrid meetings?
Well, I'll tell you something very interesting because I actually spent some time watching this today. I think AI is going to get a lot more intricate in our lives. And for example, I saw today that Amazon is coming out with these AI robots that unfortunately are to replace the people that are working in these factories up to 35 pounds. So Amazon's is going to spend $250,000 a robot to replace the people working there now. And so that I see is happening. Also, I was watching CBS and they had on the godfather of AI. I think his name was, Jeff Hitman. And he developed it as a scientist in Britain. And he also co-developed and was collaborating with Google to make Bard. And so for their AI. And he said the pros of AI is, obviously medical advancements, the learning, the integration of different things. He said the downfall is that AI could take over. I mean, it isn't like, far-fetched. I mean, the last thing you want to do is hear Arnold say, come with me if you want to live, get to the chopper, and that could happen. The machines could take over. That is not science fiction anymore. That could really be a fantasy and not the other Mariah Carey song. So, so that's definitely a possibility. But also, it has to be regulated, like Warren G. It has to regulate. So, exactly.
So I'm gonna send you this. So I did a whole bunch of research on an AI white paper, and one of them they gave me was talking about on this side, the we got to watch this, the ethics and what we got to watch. And so
Yep.
one of the facts they gave is says like half of the AI's researchers that they talked to said there's a 10% chance that we lose control of AI at least once in the next 10 years, right? And so, yeah, so we're gonna have to prepare for it because you can see how much it can do. Although I do got to show you this. Like I was working on new graphics for my conference, and so I have a paid ChatGPT 4 account, and this is what's called Dolly DA.
Yes, exactly. For the
Yeah,
picture.
and,
Yep.
and you can make images like this, and this is actually pretty good. This represents what I wanted my conference to look like, and so these are the kind of things that AI is already doing too. This is like, the weird part now, Matt, is finally for all the people who are in AI beforehand, the future is here.
Oh, sure. Well,
Right.
Google has already shut down the AI at some point because it got too smart. But just a segue, and not that cheesy scooter that failed miserably, is at some point you could have an AI host. You could have 3D AI windows that that are open. When you go to a room, it could do a metascrape or take your data and compile it, and then figure out what the best room is for you. I mean, those are things that are very well in a possibility. Because Zoom patches more than the quilt, so at some point you should have something there. In fact, even now you have AI elements of Zoom already, so it's definitely coming.
Well, maybe so. If we go full circle here, AI could actually make your snowbirds either smart or non-annoying.
I really don't think there's any help for them at all. There is no amount of AI that could fix stupid. What did Forrest say? Stupid is as stupid does. So
All right, Matt. I don't usually subject people, but I gotta subject you to this. This is called the speed down. Are you ready?
God help me. Okay.
Okay. Favorite TV brand?
Brand like network or show?
No, like type of television. Sony, Samsung.
Oh, I'm basically a 5-year-old with a pituitary gland disorder. So I would say things like Family Guy, American Dad, Rick and Morty, things like that. So
PC or Mac?
I'm bi.
Okay, favorite laptop computer?
For gaming or general purpose?
Ooh, gaming.
I would say probably in Origin, or assuming that they actually work, or maybe a Corsair. Falcon Northwest, they also make great games too. General purpose, I would have to say probably either Lenovo, Dell, or obviously Apple on the Apple side.
Yep, I'm definitely a Lenovo fan. Okay, what cell phone do you use with model type?
I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I also have the Pixel 6a as well, because I'm bi as well in that respect.
Do you strap your two phones together and just let them like make out?
I don't know. I mean, is that legal? I don't know. I mean, Google hit with their big lawsuit. Actually, Apple, by the way, for those of you who think about getting an Apple Watch, they got hit with a cease and desist on their Series 9 and the Ultra. So if you want to get an Apple Watch before Christmas, now it's time to buy it. There was a patent infringement on their blood monitoring software and algorithm. So you definitely have to watch out, because there won't be any more watches. So, or at least that generation. So, but I mean, I hate like the people, the fanboys. Apple's better than Apple's better than Windows. Windows better than Microsoft. Linux is better. Xbox. Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo. It's like opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
Favorite snack while hacking?
Healthy or non-healthy?
While hacking.
While hacking, Nestle Crunch.
Ooh, the ice cream?
No,
The candy bar. Oh, the
You
candy
know,
bar. Oh, the
I mean,
candy
I
bar.
have to get my daily diabetes in. So
uh, favorite villain.
my sister. So
You can give her a shout out now.
oh God. Well, I mean, if she was in the Wizard of Oz, she'd be the wicked bitch of the West. So
Which will lead us to who should play you in a movie.
you know what? I heard that I look like I don't know. I've heard that I look like Matt Damon. I don't know how many people have been drinking or how drunk they are to come with that conclusion. I mean, I don't know if anybody can actually, maybe play me per se. I mean, I don't know, Jim Carrey maybe. I don't know, Adam Sandler because he's also Jewish. I mean, I don't know. I can't say offhand. So
With a hockey blade. Okay,
yeah.
someone you respect.
Someone I respect, my friend Ryan. I've known him for over 20 years. The guy works harder than anybody else that I've met in my life. His work ethic is second to none, and I admire him very much so.
Someone you despise.
Oh my God, the list is too long. So yeah, I mean, it's old friends, ex-girlfriends. I mean, where's Dr. Phil and Jerry Springer when I need them? Or what? Boris could tell me that I'm the father, so
Jerry.
he died not that long ago.
Oh.
He did.
Oh.
So anyway, so to me, it's just people that are on my shit list, you know who you are. So
And someone you want to give a holiday shout out to.
I would say anybody who I'm friendly with, my clients, my friends, my brother, he's in the Navy, so I miss him. And also obviously the crypto guy, and anybody in the Zoom meetings who I've met that you possibly know me, and the connections we've made, those are the people I want to sit there and give props and other stage equipment to.
Matt, I'm so glad we made a connection in Robbie Samuels. No more bad Zoom. I hope you enjoyed this time. You get this one piece here too. If somebody listened to this whole interview, what's the one thing you want them to remember?
Be yourself. Everybody else is taken.
Good conclusion, Tori. Line. All right. Well, Matt's link is up there. Thank you so much. And again, thanks for sharing all of your beautiful insights, Matt. And I look forward to seeing you on Robbie's next thingamajig. Sound good?
Yes, it works for me. And for everybody out there, Merry Tree, Happy Rudolph, Happy New Year, happy and healthy. All the best for 2024.
Outstanding. Thank you, Matt. All right, this has been John Chen. We've been here with Matt. Holy cow.
Roseman, come on now.
With Matt Rose.
Really? You do so well the whole way, and now this happens?
I'm just going to bring you back on for that. So I love that. I want to know where you got this font for Tasty Tech Tidbits. That too. Like, I don't know where that
Guess
font...
what that is? That's the Windows character map. So all you got to do is to type in this, and it'll sit there and take you there.
Oh, charmap.exe. Okay.
Yeah, that's an old school DOS Windows 3.0 command, I believe it was. And so I put it all ASCII keys there. So
nice. And now we're definitely going old school.
Right. Oh God, yes. The problem is I've had like people that can't see well. It's like, Matt, I can't read your name. It's like it's on my goddamn shirt. It's like, how many more signs do you need for me?
Well, fine. I'm going to do all my sign-off messages with Matt here. So, I'm going to say something and let him do some commentary. Right? Like, if you're watching this, by the way, if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button, share, like, and comment. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. What am I supposed to say now and do?
Make some snarky comment, and I'll go to the next slide.
Oh, my God. Let's see. Snarky. How snarky? Like, are we talking like I fucking hate you and why did you exist? Or
be nice once and be mean once. How about that?
Okay. Let's see. you want like romantic, or do you want like awe, like, or do you want say, oh my God, I can't believe that you said that?
We're at the end, so like we should give the oh my God part for sure.
Uh, um, how raunchy can I get?
I mean, but at this point, you're going to get me kicked off of social media, right? I'm probably going to get banned on Facebook for having this interview.
Yeah, well, keep in mind, I'm from Jersey. I have that fucking attitude. So, I mean, if somebody really pisses me off, I'm like, you're a load that should have been swallowed, so.
All right. Well, if you want to subscribe,
you asked. I warned you. I
know you warned me. If you want more gems like that last one, go to this website and subscribe. Oh my God. All right. Well,
oh God. I mean, I'm so red right now. I could try out for a ball Santa.
And if you want to be the next guest like this guy, Matt Rose, whatever I'm going to make
I'm not a last guest. Thank you very much.
Go to this link and click interview. This could be you right now. And any closing comments from that, Matt?
Yes, that could be you, a question mark, because I think that's all I'll be interviewing from now on. So oh my God, that is so funny.
Thank you, Matt. All right. This is John Chen. We've done another engaging virtual meetings interview with the one and only Matt Roseman. I really hope this clocks to be one of the funniest interviews of all time. But meanwhile, happy holidays, whatever holiday you are celebrating. Drive safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. This is John Chen, the author of the Amazon #1 hot new release, Engaging Virtual Meetings. I personally want to say thank you for listening to the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. It is my passion to help you eliminate bad virtual meetings. Make sure that you click subscribe so that you can get the latest episode of the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast with all of the latest ideas. Hey, I want to meet you. If you want to talk about a virtual meeting challenge, or if you want to be the next guest on the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast, just go to engagingvirtualmeetings.com/meet. That's engagingvirtualmeetings.com/meet, MEET, and find your best time to meet up. Thank you, and I look forward to engaging with you online.